Hello, I am Freeholder John Bartlett, Chairman of the Ocean County Department of Parks and Recreation. I'd like to welcome you today to this presentation of the second annual Old Time Barnegat Bay Decoy and Gunning Show. One of the major goals of this show is to help show you and to help preserve some of the crafts of waterfowling in Ocean County, both present and past. Specifically, this program will show a retriever contest, a working decoy presentation, and a skeet shoot on Barnegat Bay, among many of the other activities that took place at Tip Seaman Park in this program. The Ocean County Board of Chosen Freeholders is very happy and very pleased to present this to you. So sit back and enjoy this presentation. We thank you.
Okay, the object of the retriever trials is for the trainer to set up with his dog either on a leash or off a leash. The dummy is thrown out by another man and a gunshot is fired. The dog's supposed to stay at heel position until the trainer sends a dog. He's getting ready to throw the dummy now. And you'll hear the shot. Okay, now the dog's going to stay at heel, see how long will be judged if he stays till he sends him. The dog's being sent. At the same time, the owner sends him. The object is for the dog to bring it back without stopping and to hand it to the trainer's hand. If he stops, shakes off, or drops the bird, it's really points against him. And now we're just doing the single retrieves, then we'll go back, we'll go into doubles in a little while.
And the dogs are judged on several different factors here, is that correct?
Right. They're judged on straight. How some dogs will run the bank and retrieve the duck, which you're supposed to go straight in a straight line to get the duck and come back the same way. No matter if sometimes running on the bank is a shorter distance, it's frowned upon to retrieve the ducks that way. And he's bringing the bird in, the dummy in, right on the money. He's sitting down next to his trainer and handing it to him. It's perfect retrieve.
What we try to do here, the Ducks Unlimited chapter, is to try to raise some money for the ducks, and we have a skeet shoot. This skeet shoot is done by putting a man in the boat in a sitting position. He's given 8 shells, and at an unannounced time, a pigeon, which is a clay like a saucer, it's shot off into the air in a different direction. And he responds by trying to shoot that particular bird. Now, if he misses, he does not receive any score, but if he scores, he breaks a pigeon. And at the end, they have a shoot-off, and at the shoot-off, the winner will be judged.
And what exactly is the boat? Is that the famous Barnegat sneak box that the shooter sits in?
Exactly. That's a Barnegat-based sneak box. Of course, here we have it kind of pushed against the shore, but out in the meadow, he would be hidden with reeds and try to conceal himself from the ducks because they're really very smart. They can see you from a long distance off, and should you move, they will be flared off in another direction. They fly away. So the guy that can conceal himself and stay sort of hidden until he comes, and then up and bang, hopefully he shoots the duck.
The working decoy competition involves the judging of the individual species of decoys, and what we want to do is we want to simulate as close as possible hunting conditions, since the working decoy is a traditional tool of the duck hunter. The working decoy was used to attract waterfowl. What the judges are looking for are things that are going to really attract the most waterfowl. One thing they want to look for is the working decoy is traditionally not very decorative in nature, not highly carved. It had to be produced in mass quantity in order to make it cheap enough to gun over. So the decoys that are being judged will be judged for if they have too many carvings in them or too heavily painted and detailed. That'll be judged against them, actually, because the working decoy carvers, traditional working decoy carvers, did it simply and it was effective. Now the type of decoys we're judging here is the Barnegat Bay style decoys. They're round bottom, fairly small, so they can sit on the back of a sneak box, and they're hollow, so they're very light. So when they were on the back of the sneak box and the guys dragged them up on the ice and the mud flats, it made the boat a lot lighter. So the working decoy contest was simulating actually a duck hunting situation also. And the working rig contest takes that one step further.
How many years has the competition been going?
This is the second year, and it's getting more successful each year, even though it's only 2 years. Probably be about 100 decoys in the working decoy contest, and probably about 150 at least total in the working rig contest.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are 200 to 300 decoys in the two decoy contests themselves today.
How many entries this year, Mike?
Well, there's 200 to 300 decoys themselves in the contest. Some of them are individuals, some of them maybe 4 or 5 decoys a person. Usually they can enter 2 in each species, in other words, male and female for each species, but no more. So if they enter more than 2, they're entering in different species and classes. There's 3 classes are being judged: the marsh ducks, the divers ducks, and the geese. And out of those 3 classes, there's various species which are judged individually. Then there'll be a class champ decided on each species. And then there'll be an overall champ. So theoretically, the top guy will have 2 ribbons and a plaque, being the #1 decoy carver at the old-time Barnegat Bay Decoy and Gun Show.
It's my pleasure to be here today to represent the Ocean County Board of Chosen Freeholders, and we're very proud and honored to present this plaque to honor two very fine men for an outstanding job. I would like to read it. The National Association of Counties, the County Achievement Award, in recognition of distinguished and continuing contributions to the cause of strong and efficient county government in America, presented to Ocean County, New Jersey, for Old Time Barnegat Bay Decoy and Gunning Show. The two gentlemen I would like to present this to are Joe Smith and Mike Magnum. Let's have a nice round of applause for both men. Okay. Also, I'd like a few words from Joe Smith.
I just want to say one word. Mike Magnum is our coordinator for both of these shows, last year and this year, and he'll be here for the next 25 years. And I want to tell you, he done one hell of a job. I'd like to give a big hand for Mike Magnum. Thank you, Joe.
I'd like to thank Freeholder Vicari on behalf of the Parks Department for coming today. It was under a little dire circumstances today with the weather, but everything I think is starting to shape up. This is the second annual show, and hopefully it's one of many. Again, we've been trying to emphasize the traditional use of the working decoy as a tool rather than an object of art. And our Tuckerton area of Southern Ocean County has become famous as probably one of the best known areas for decoy carvers, past and present. And we'd like to give our local people some credit for all their hard work and talent. I also like to thank our volunteers today for coming and really helping a lot, and also the Parks Department staff.
It's my pleasure to be here to share with you a very important event, and what you're seeing here today is a very important part of the heritage of the people in Ocean County. It's not only people being involved with the environment, but also families. If you look around, you see husbands and wives and children, and this is something that we have to hand down not only to our children, but our children's children. And again, I would like to thank all of the volunteers and the Parks Department. Thank you very much.
Well, hanging around town, just wasting my time. Out of a job, wasn't earning a dime. A feller steps up and he said, I suppose you're a bronc fighter by the looks of your clothes. Now you guess it's me right, I'm a good one I claim. You happen to have any bad ones to tame. You said, I've got one, he's a bad one to buck. And chucking good riders, he's had lots of luck. Now it gets all psyched up, and I ask what he paid to ride this old nag for a couple of days. He offers me 10, and I said, I'm your man. The bronc hasn't lived that I couldn't fan. He said, get your saddle, and I'll give you a chance. We hops in the buckboard and drives to the ranch. Early next morning, it was right after Chuck. I went out to see if that outlaw could buck. Now down in the horse corral, standing alone, an old caballo in strawberry roan. His legs were all straddled and he had pigeon toes. Little pig eyes and a big Roman nose. He had little pin ears that touched at the tip. A map of Chihuahua was on his left hip. Ewe-necked and old and long lower jaw. I could tell with one eye he was a regular outlaw. Now it gets the blinds on him and he sure is a fright. Next comes the saddle and I screws it down tight. Then I steps on him and kicks open the blinds. Get out the way, boy, you're gonna unwind. You're sure a frog walker, he's a big sigh. He only wants wings for to be on the fly. He turns his old belly right up to the sun. Sure is a sun fishing son of a gun. He's about the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll turn on a nickel and hand you back change. He hits on all fours, then he goes up on high. Leaves me a spinning way up in the sky. Now it turns over twice and I comes back to earth. I lights into cussing the day of his birth. I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. Some of them live, they haven't all died. But I bet all my money on the man that he lies, that says he's with Strawberry when he takes his high dive. All right, a little horse song for anybody who's got horses out there and like horses.